All right, guys, we are back again. It's another spotlight edition of Sweep the League. NFL mock draft. Draft season is upon us. We've only got really, 3 games left. If you don't include the Pro Bowl, which is flag football now, I'm kind of intrigued by that. So I think I want to take a look at that. And we're going to do another, like I said, segment, spotlight here for the NFL draft coming up in a few months. But before we do, I got to get with you guys with Special Leaf. Now, there's a good thing about Special Leaf tea here. It is 100% all natural ingredients, no added sugar. It's an energy boosting drink without the use of caffeine. Guys, I've been on a major health kick. So for the past couple of years, those that follow me know that I've lost in the upwards of like 260 pounds. I went from like a size, whatever, to a size I can actually go shop in stores now. Special Leaf tea is a major ingredient. It's 4 amazing flavors: pomegranate blueberry, tangerine ginger, the ever so popular hibiscus blueberry, and let's not forget the original flavor itself. It's olive leaf tea. It's got a distinct flavor to it, but I guarantee you it is the drink of choice. Head over to their website now. It's www.specialleaf.com. Order your drinks today. You get a 4-pack or you can get a 24-pack from them. I am excited to finally collab with a buddy of mine who we banter back and forth in a very good way on Twitter. It is the mock draft guy himself, Peter, and I'm trying to get your last name. Is Andrisani? Andrisani?
Close, Andrisani.
Andrisani. Okay, perfect. Peter Andrisani. If you want to follow him on Twitter, it's at mock draft guy YT. YouTube is at the mock draft guy. Tremendous work, does awesome work. I love talking to him back and forth on Twitter. We're going to get right into the segments here. We've got a little bit of time with Peter today. Okay, so NFL fans, men, they want that first pick. They want to know, will that guy come in and be an impact player? We want to know, who is the most NFL ready player right now?
I actually got you. I compiled a little bit of, I know, like you said, we want to quickly run through this. I got a couple guys for you. First off, tremendous intro. Thank you very much, Rudy. You are the man. You set the bar too high for what I'm able to accomplish right away. But I got a few guys in mind. First thing I want to mention, this cornerback class this year is absolutely stacked. I don't think that we're really grasping the concept of how ready a lot of these guys are. So right off the bat, I got 3 guys in the cornerback class that are ready to come in, start day one, and be immediate impact players. That's Christian Gonzalez, that's Devin Witherspoon, and that's Cam Smith. Those are 3 guys that I think right away can come in and be bona fide CB1s on pretty much almost every roster in the NFL right now.
I love the cornerback class because you mentioned those 3, the aforementioned, but you also got guys that are very talented as well. We haven't even talked about Joey Porter Jr., Kelly Ringo. I am in love with Clark Phillips as well, the 3rd out of Utah. So you're right. This cornerback class, I mean, you can go all the way down. You're going to get some late round guys. One guy from North Carolina, Storm Duck. The one guy that I like a lot.
Greatest name in college football.
Exactly. 2 guys that I really love that are going to be there in the very late draft part of the NFL draft. One of them is Riley Moss out of Iowa and Corey Trice out of Purdue. Those 2 guys are going to definitely come in. Will they be starters? Probably not day one starters, but they can work their way into a starting spot.
There are even a few guys. I mean, like I said, I don't really think we understand just yet how deep this class actually is. You're going into day 2 with guys that are probably still going to be on the board. You got, Garrett Williams, you have Emmanuel Forbes, who I still think will go in round 1, but a lot of people say an early day 2 type of guy. DJ Turner as well. Jalen Jones is a tremendous athlete. There's so many people all the way down the board that, will just make an immediate impact day 1. I think those guys are starters too. Maybe not CB1s, but they're starters right out of the gate.
Yeah, and when an NFL game right now where passing is a premium, I mean, there's not enough. You can't have enough cornerbacks to car wide receivers. So yeah, definitely a tremendous cornerback class. Real quick, I want to get into this real quick, but before we move on to the next couple of topics here, I've got to ask. I've told you before on Twitter a few times, I'm not completely sold on the quarterback class. On this quarterback class, how is it looking for you?
It's tough because this class on paper looks really good. Or I'll say maybe 3 prospects look really, really good. I'm not really sold. The only one I'll tell you I'm sold on right away, day 1, is Bryce Young. That's probably the only one that I'm sold on that he'll come in and he'll be a franchise type guy. I want to believe CJ Stroud, but I know I always say that it's not a great argument. You know, you come from the Ohio State lineage, but it's just in the back of my mind. I don't know. Also, you know, he doesn't make pre-snap adjustments. You know, he's out of the shotgun, spread formation. It's a lot easier to throw the ball as well. How is he going to adjust to that pro game? And then Will Levis has all the talent in the world, but can he put it together? Same thing with Anthony Richardson. There's just so many question marks to these guys that I'm already looking forward to next year's quarterback class as the class.
Yeah, you and I both, man. Next year's quarterback class, Drake May, Caleb Williams. You've got a lot of guys coming out. That's the year to go for a quarterback. So, Houston Texan fans, I've been screaming at you. You were in the great state of Texas with me. Do not reach for one of these quarterbacks. You can get a good one later on down. Hendon Hooker will still be there second round if you really want a quarterback. I mean, there's some decent guys down there. You've got, I'm high on Tanner McKee. I think he can still be a really good prospect, but nonetheless, I got to get your most overrated prospect. Now, this is kind of a toughie because I've heard all the way up from Will Anderson Jr. I've heard Bijan Robinson overrated. There's a lot of overrated guys and a lot of people's opinions here.
All right, I'll give you the 5 that I have for you right here. We just actually mentioned one of them, and you could pick and choose, or you could ask me questions on it. So the 5 that I have right now, I got Will Levis, I got Brian Bresee, Peter Skoronski, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, Jahmyr Gibbs is an interesting case. The only reason why I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be a dynamic weapon at the next level, not a 3-down running back. That's the only reason why I can't see him being drafted in the first round like some people think. I think he is, you know, more of a outside the tackles runner, swing pass receiving guy. He's not someone that I'm going to tote the rock to 250 plus times a year. He's not that type of guy.
Yeah, you know, one guy you did mention that I'm very, very skeptical on is Jackson Smith-Njigba. I get we only had 3 games of this year of him, and he's normally been behind a really good receiving class at Ohio State, so he's not getting a lot of love. I have him being pushed all the way down to the second round, which for a first round talent, it kind of doesn't make sense to a lot of people. But give me some songs, Jackson Smith, because he's kind of that enigma in this draft right now.
Yeah, the first thing that, you know, kind of throws up a red flag to me is he doesn't have the speed to play on the outside in the NFL, or at least effectively. You know, he's got that. I mean, you know, the 40 times obviously haven't come out yet, but from what we've seen, apparently he runs in the low 4.6s. Mm-hmm. That's great slot receiver speed. He's got great size for a slot receiver. He runs a very limited route tree out of Ohio State as well. There's not too many things to like. There's also things to like too. You know, he makes great catches in traffic. He's got good body control as well. He's got good feet. I'm just not so, you could find so many other guys. There's a guy from North Carolina that's better than Jackson Smith-Njigba that plays the same role, and that's Josh Downs, in my opinion. I think Josh Downs is a great receiver, but JSN, really, the hype train started in the Rose Bowl last year, and we haven't seen too much since then. Like you said, always been surrounded by amazing NFL talent. You think, you know, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jeremy Rucker, this year, Cade Stover, Emeka Egbua, Marvin Harrison Jr., just amazing talent everywhere around him. And you know, when you make it to the NFL, you're not going to have amazing weapons around you all the time. Now, there are some cases where you can get drafted and you have amazing weapons all around you, but you know, it's just a different game, the NFL and college. And I don't think that he's going to be able to produce at that level at the NFL. And I think he's strictly a slot receiver at the NFL level. I don't think we're drafting slot receivers in round 1.
Yeah, I mean, especially slot receivers. I mean, you're going to think of guys like a Julian Edelman comes right off the bat here. Is he going to be as good as Edelman? I really don't have him that high at all. Again, it was just all hype for JSN. Remember, if you want to follow Peter on Twitter, it's at MockDraftGuyYT. Hit up his YouTube channel. Subscribe today. I guarantee you, when you wake up, there's new content every day on his YouTube channel. So it's at the Mock Draft Guy. Does tremendous prospect work. He drops a lot of videos, drops his mock drafts as well.
Devin Witherspoon coming out tonight.
Witherspoon coming out tonight. You heard it here first. Devin Witherspoon. Get to the most underrated prospect in this draft.
It's tough. It really is tough. I don't think that Brian Branch is getting enough hype as the best DB in this class, and that's really high praise considering what I just said about Devin Witherspoon, Christian Gonzalez, guys like that. Matthew Bergeron is a guy maybe day one that you're looking early day two that I really, really like. Dorian Williams, linebacker out of Tulane. Lucas Van Ness and Osiris Torrance are also guys that I'm looking at that aren't getting enough love with their versatility on or in the trenches. That's really, I'm a big line versatility guy. If you could reduce to the inside, or you could rush off the edge, or you could play guard or tackle at the NFL level, you immediately piqued my interest. But I think Brian Branch is not getting enough love for a guy that can play nickel linebacker in sub packages. He's a tremendous safety. He could play slot cornerback. It's all about versatility at the NFL level right now. We're seeing more athletes than anything in the secondary. I think of Tariq Woolen, where, we let an athlete, a dynamic athlete, get to the 5th round, and we're seeing that he really was a first round talent. By the way, I'll always hang my hat on the fact that I called from day one that Tariq Woolen was a day one talent, and no one believed me. But that's really the only thing I've gotten right in the past 3 years. But I will hang my head on that one, though.
Well, I guarantee there's a lot of fans in the 410 corridor here in San Antonio that do believe you when you say Tariq Woolen is a first round talent, as we were able to see him over at UTSA throughout his collegiate career. I got two guys on my list, and with me, when I do mock drafts, when I look at player prospects and stuff, when I look at underrated, I look at guys that may not necessarily be first round talent, because there's a ton of first round talent in this draft. It's going to go in day 2 and second and third rounds. But I got two guys in mind that I've really, really circled. One of them is Dalton Kincaid out of Utah, tight end. I know Michael Mayer gets all the love, and I'm thinking Michael Mayer is awesome, but again, he's kind of like that Bijan Robinson guy for me. He's kind of getting all the hype, all the love, but there's probably a good, or not better, but a good prospect out there right alongside him. That's Dalton Kincaid for me. One guy on the running back situations that we're looking at, because I don't like drafting running backs in the first round.
I agree with you.
But one of them is out of Kentucky himself, senior Chris Rodriguez Jr. Good God. I know Will Levis is the man in Kentucky, which we didn't see this year, but Rodriguez Jr., man, this kid is a versatile guy. I love the flash that he's got. He has ball security issues. That's his only thing on me, but I think in the NFL game, he can be used in many, many different ways. You got anything on these two guys for the fans out there?
I will say one thing for what you just said. You'll be very interested to know that at some point throughout the draft process, Chris Rodriguez will be joining me.
Nice.
So at least I know I have one person that's going to be interested in that. So that's nice to know. I do like Chris Rodriguez. Like you said, there's so many guys that have come through. I feel like that have come to that Kentucky program that have just kind of flown under the radar. Mm-hmm. And he's another one of those. And in terms of, what did you say the defensive guy was, or the first guy that you said? I'm sorry.
Oh, Dalton Kincaid out of
Dalton
Utah.
Kincaid. That's what I want to say. As soon as I heard Chris Rodriguez, my mind went straight to, I'm going to be talking to him. But Kincaid is an interesting case. I mean, that top 5 and that the tight end class is super deep. Mayer, Kincaid, Washington, Laporta, Musgrave. You got really, really good NFL level tight ends. Kincaid was someone that I really, really liked coming out last year, who I thought was maybe a 4th, 5th round talent at the time. I didn't think that he developed his game too much yet, but we've seen some great tight ends come out of the 4th and 5th round in pretty recent memory. You think of George Kittle right away in the 5th round. But he went back to school, and he's become a legitimate guy. In my latest mock, that I don't release the NFL mocks anymore. I'm doing team mock drafts, but my latest one that I just did this morning, actually, I do have the Los Angeles Chargers taking him at number 24.
Nice. Yeah, you make the same mistake I do all the time. I still say the same.
Dude, same thing with Vegas. I'm always saying Oakland all the time. So I'm like, the Oakland Raiders, everyone's like, what are you talking about? You know nothing.
we get the same scrutiny from everybody. I'm like, San Diego saying there is no team in San Diego. Well, in my heart there is. There always
exactly.
Chargers. Yeah, those are two really good underrated prospects, man. We got a little bit of time left here. We are in the great state of Texas. I saw Mel Kiper talk that gibberish about Bijan at number 26, having all Longhorn Nation, Cowboy fandom. Jerry Jones World was rocking, man. Jerry World was rocking for that. but I tried to pump the brakes for everybody. Nobody listens to me at all. So I'm trying to say, you know what? Take Bijan, get him off the board, waste your pick. Bijan Robinson, just give me the pro. I've seen Saquon Barkley, which I don't see as the comparison at all. Give me your thoughts on Bijan.
You know, I love Bijan. I'll be the first one to say that in my latest mock, I actually do have. I bought into the hype, Rudy. I'm sorry, of Bijan to the Cowboys. But realistically, I think that there's a lot of places that he could end up before even getting to the Cowboys. So I'm looking as high as number 10, where we could see maybe the Eagles shock the world. They let Miles Sanders walk. They let Boston Scott walk. They're looking for that 3-down guy to, kind of pick up the production slack. And they take Robinson because they're playing with house money at number 10, to be honest with you. They shouldn't have a top 10 pick, but they do. That's the great Howie Roseman for you. I'm looking at, I'm also looking at the Ravens too, who maybe don't buy into the J.K. Dobbins can stay healthy thing and they get a dynamic. But I thought that would be a terrible idea, by the way. I'm just putting that out there that I don't think that would be a wise pick for the Baltimore Ravens, who have way more needs than running back. But I could also see that as well. Bijan is, like we just talked about, I don't like taking running backs in the first round. Bijan's an exception for me because you could add Bijan to an already explosive offense like the Dallas Cowboys currently have, or the Buffalo Bills, or the Philadelphia Eagles. And he could just take his game to another level. I mean, at Texas isn't the program that it was, 10 years ago. It's getting back there. It is with the talent, but you surround Bijan Robinson with some elite level talent. This guy could easily go for 2,000 scrimmage yards in his first year. That's how confident I am in his ability as a runner. His vision is second to none in this class. He's a great receiver as well. You can't tackle him one-on-one. He's got all the makings of a 3-down superstar running back in the NFL that will probably last for like 5 years and then will be reduced to Todd Gurley at the end of the day.
I've heard that a whole lot too. The funny thing is, real quick, Philadelphia, you just said possibly a 10. I still think he might be there at 31. I really do. So the Eagles,
it's a possibility for sure,
essentially get him at 31, the last pick of the first round. We are talking to Peter. Again, Peter is on Twitter at Mock Draft Guy YT. YouTube channel is at The Mock Draft Guy. Brother, man, this has been something that we've been trying to get to for the entire time. I'm glad we finally got it to happen now. It's going to be more and more of this. I got to get your thoughts on the next time we do this. Concentrate on one team. We've got Derek Gervin, former NBA player, that's with us as well. And he's a major Detroit Lions fan. So let's talk Detroit Lions on the next go around.
Dude, this has been it's taken too long to get to this point between us. I mean, we've been teasing this for a long time. We're definitely going to be working together a lot, I feel like, in the near future, because, I've been dying to talk to you outside of Twitter DMs, and I'm already seeing that this is a conversation that could go for hours, honestly. So I'm super excited about the next time. I got a load on the Detroit Lions. I'm very, very excited for them and their fans, to be honest with you.
I've already purchased my 2024 or 2025 Detroit Lions championship T-shirt. So I'm buying into that hype right now because being a Falcon fan, I'm always going to be the bridesmaid, never the bride.
I'm sorry to hear that, Rudy.
It's okay. I get a lot of crap every day about it. But Peter, man, again, I appreciate you joining on, and we will be doing this a lot more. I love having you on, man. Again, follow him on Twitter. It's at Mock Draft Guy YT, and on YouTube, it's at The Mock Draft Guy. Before we go, real quick, remember, guys, www.specialleaf.com. Order your drinks now. It's definitely worth it. Again, you got 4 amazing flavors: pomegranate, blueberry, tangerine, ginger, the ever so popular hibiscus blueberry, and don't forget the original. It's all olive leaf. It's all great. www.specialleaf.com. For Peter, this is Rudy. We have Sweep the League again. Until we sweep the league again next time, see you guys later.